In this video, we're going to discuss what payment status not available means for the new IRS portal, Get My Payment. And in some cases, I'm going to show you how to fix it. Coming up next on Holy Schmidt.
Holy Schmidt!
Hi everybody, it's Jeff Schmidt with Deductions.tax and welcome to another video. Hey, if you've just gone on to the IRS portal, Get My Payment, and saw this, one of 5 things has happened. I'm going to cover off what those are in this video and specifically how you may be able to fix several of these anyway. But first, let's talk about what Get My Payment is. Get My Payment is a portal that allows you to access the location of your IRS fiscal stimulus check, and it shows you not only where it is in process, but allows you to change the details of your payment to make sure that your correct bank account is there, your correct mailing address is there, etc. But in certain circumstances, when you click on the portal, you get this. Payment status not available. In my most recent video, this was the #1 question that came up out of the 150 questions on the Get My Payment portal. What does payment status not available mean? So this video is here to answer that question. There are one of 5 possibilities. The first is that you were required to file a tax return for 2018 and or 2019 and they don't have either one. Because of this, they don't know where to send your information, and more importantly, they might be holding back on this payment until you do file your tax return, so it's important that you get your 2018 tax return in at the very least. The second time this happens is when you have recently filed your tax return, but it hasn't been processed yet. In this instance, I would just check back at some point in the future to see if your return has been processed. That's all that needs to happen, and once they've processed your return, then your fiscal stimulus check is on its way. The third situation is that you've provided the required information through non-filers. This is for people making $12,200 a year or less if you're single, and $24,400 a year or less if you're married filing jointly. If you've provided information through the non-filers link and it hasn't been processed, once it's processed, they will then update your status on Get My Payment. But until then, just sit tight and check back frequently. The next situation is that if you are a Social Security, SSI, VA, or railroad benefit recipient, the IRS is working with those agencies directly to get you your stimulus check, so it won't show up here on Get My Payment. The next and final is that you're just not eligible. Fortunately, this is a very small percentage of the population, but here are the circumstances where you wouldn't be eligible. If you're single and you make greater than $99,000 a year, then you are over the income threshold to receive a stimulus check. If you're filing as head of household and you make more than $136,500 a year, then you also aren't eligible. And if you filed married, filing jointly, and you make more than $198,000 a year together, then you're also not eligible. At each one of those levels, you'll get a payment status not available return when you try to access your information. The next category is if you're dependent on someone else's return. This happens very often with college students who are of age to file their tax returns, but they're being claimed on their parents' return. In that instance, you won't be getting a stimulus check because you are a dependent of somebody else. The next not eligible circumstance is if you don't have a Social Security number. The next one is if you're a non-resident alien. You work for a U.S. company, but you don't work in the United States. And finally, if you file a tax return 1040 NR, 1040 NREZ, 1040 PR, or 1040 SS for 2019, any of those forms for 2019, then you will have a return of payment status not available. Now, what can you do? Well, if you're over the income thresholds, there's not much you can do. If you haven't filed your 2018 tax return, you should file your 2018 tax return. If you've recently filed your tax return, but it hasn't been processed, just check back. If you provided information through non-filers and that hasn't been processed, again, just check back frequently. And if you get Social Security benefits, railroad benefits, SSI benefits, or VA benefits, then you should check with those agencies about the status of your stimulus check. So gang, that's it. Short and sweet. I hope you liked the video. If you did like the video, please give it a thumbs up, hit subscribe below, and click notifications so that you get notified the next time I post a video. Also, if you have additional questions about the Get My Payment program, click this video right here, the FAQ or Frequently Asked Questions video. On that video, I explore a lot of questions that I received here on YouTube and also on my site, deductions.tax. This is Jeff Schmidt. Thanks for watching.